No, no pressure. Right, so what was it you wanted to talk about?
I wanted to know when you belly flop on the water like this.
Yeah, flat out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of like makes it kind of hurts you, but then when you fall, like diving, like just jumping, kind of not do anything, just like a pencil.
A pencil dive, so you kind of put your
Yeah.
arms aside like that and pop straight in.
Yeah, and it doesnn't hurt you at all.
Okay, so the relevant thing here is surface area.
Yeah.
So when I'm just standing on the floor, standing up straight, 2 feet on the floor.
Yeah.
If you draw an outline of my feet on the ground.
Okay.
So if you get a black marker and draw an outline like a handprint, but a footprint, literally a footprint, right? And then you walk away. You can see how much of my body is touching the ground.
Yeah.
And if I weigh, let's say I weigh 100 kilograms,
okay,
right? When I step off, there'd be about, how much weight will be on each footprint, do you think?
There would be 50?
Yeah, exactly, because I weigh 100 kilos, so there's 50 and 50. Now, if I lift 1 foot up, how much weight is on 1 foot?
100.
Because all my weight is on it.
Yeah.
So I have less surface area on the ground. When I remove part of myself from the floor, there's less surface area. So each footprint has a surface area.
And like pushes down further or faster?
Well, it would be further. So if you can imagine, if I lay down on the ground, how much of my weight would be on the floor?
100.
Exactly, because I weigh 100.
Yeah.
But if you drew an outline of me on the floor, it would be way bigger than 1 footprint.
Yeah.
So the same amount of weight is spread out over a larger area when I'm lying down, but it's the same amount of weight. It's 100 kilos no matter what.
So it's the space.
Yeah, it's the amount of space. So if let's say you've got a muddy lawn.
Yeah.
If you've got a muddy lawn, really, really muddy.
Yeah.
And you lie down on it.
Like that turtle sludge.
Like the turtle sludge, yeah. And you lie down on it.
Yeah.
You'll kind of sink a little in it, won't you?
Yeah, kind of like quicksand.
Exactly like quicksand. But if you did a handstand, like on your fingertip, like a fingertip stand.
It would push further.
Way further down.
Yeah.
Because you've less surface area in the tip of your finger than you do in your entire body. So it's still 100 kilos on your fingertip.
Okay.
Because I weigh 100 kilos. If I'm standing on my fingertip, it's still 100 kilos.
Yeah.
But when I'm lying down, it's still 100 kilos. It's just spread out. And it's the same when you go into the water. So way more force, way more weight is pushing you into the water.
Okay.
So you just go through it like it wasn't there.
Okay.
But when you're flat out like that, you nearly stop when you hit the water. So here's one for you. If you run along and you jump into a swimming pool and you splash, it's not really sore, is it?
No.
But if you fell out of a plane, an aeroplane, into the ocean,
it would hurt.
It'd break all your bones.
Would it?
Yeah. It could kill you. Like it probably would. If you fell from like the height that an airplane would fly at, if you jumped out into the ocean, it would kill you. It would crush you. You'd hit the water like it was concrete.
Okay.
Like it was solid ground. It'd smash every bone in your body. You'd be dead like that.
Oh.
Now, if you were in like a tube that went into a tiny little point,
it wouldn't hurt as much.
It mightn't hurt at all if it was a sharp enough point and you went into the water. It mightn't hurt you that much at all. Now you go way deep, like you go to the bottom of the ocean, like.
Yeah, you still wouldn't survive,
because you'd probably run out of breath by the time you got back up to the top.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be crushed. So when you belly flop, so much of your surface area hits it at once, it stops you. And that stop creates a slap. So that's why it's sore when you belly flop, because you slap the ground. You hit it with a slap.
That's why my swim teacher says when you're diving, you should always put your fingers out first.
Yeah, and not like that.
No, like this.
In a point, because you're trying to. Remember I was saying get yourself into like a tube with a point. You're trying to make yourself as, I was going to say aerodynamic, but aquadynamic.
Yeah.
Do you know what aerodynamic is?
Yeah. And then I know
Aquadynamic is the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Only underwater.
Exactly. So, remember we were talking about...
And it's spelled differently.
It is, true, it is. Remember we were talking about the squirrel
Yes.
that used to, or does, it kind of spreads itself out like that
Yeah.
when it's flying, and the reason it does that is it increases its surface area. It makes itself bigger. So when it's all tight in like that,
Yeah.
it's small, but when it spreads itself out like that,
Yeah.
it's way bigger. So it's increasing its surface
And
area.
his body kind of flattens.
Oh yeah, his whole thing flattens out as much as possible, because he's trying to be the opposite of a point, of this.
He wants to go slow, not fast.
Exactly, because if he goes fast, he'll hit the ground with a thud, but if he goes slowly, he'll glide down.
Yeah.
So when you look at parachutes,
Yeah.
are they pointy
No.
or are they,
Yeah.
really wide?
That's
Exactly.
kind of the same with clouds, but they don't move at all.
Well, clouds do move.
Yeah, they move left and right.
And up and down.
Yeah.
Do you know that's what causes wind?
Is it?
Yeah, when a cloud...
And the moon causes waves.
Well, the moon causes the tides.
Oh, and the tide causes the waves.
I don't know if the moon causes waves. It definitely causes the tide. Do you know what the tide is?
Yeah. It's
Sometimes
like,
you go to the beach and the sea is a mile away, and sometimes you come like really close.
Yeah.
I don't know if it causes the waves, though. I think wind might cause the waves.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest with you. But the tide is definitely
It's funny
the
the
moon.
way you can just talk about one thing, and then we were talking about squirrels. We were talking about points, then squirrels, and now we're talking about the waves.
The moon. It's mad though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else that is pointy or flat out?
A rocket.
Are rockets big flat surfaces at the top?
No, they're really pointy.
Really pointy, and that's to pierce through the air. Just like underwater. When you want to dive, when you dive in and you want to go really far,
If it was
straight.
If it was a cube, it wouldn't be able to go through the atmosphere, would it?
It'd be able to go through the atmosphere, but not really fast. Not as fast as a point would, because the point pierces through it and kind of it's more aerodynamic.
So if you want to have a bigger chance of getting through, you're saying.
Yeah, if you want to design a rocket, you want it as pointy as possible.
Okay.
So bullets are kind of the same thing. So
Yeah.
bullets are pointy.
Yeah.
If you had a flat bullet, or even a better example is a paper airplane.
Okay. Yeah.
When you make a paper airplane, it always goes into a point.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't throw it if it had a flat face like that, because
Yeah.
it just kind of go and fall on the ground. But if you put it, and even I can do it with this. So I'm gonna throw this flat face first, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it over there, right? Right. It just about made the window. We'll do it again. Okay, and it fell down. But if I throw it like this, it busts off the window.
Or this.
Because it's more, yeah, but that's the same thing, only on its side.
Yeah.
You're throwing the skinny edge, so the skinny edge is cutting through the air.
Yeah.
See, that's what people forget. People think that people forget that there's something in between us now. Like when I go like this,
Yeah.
like you blinked because
The-
the air hit you, and I go like that.
And
you can
it's for
feel that.
safety.
Sorry?
And it's for safety.
What's for safety?
Because if you accidentally hit him, if you accidentally hit me, it would hurt less.
Oh, the blinking.
Yeah.
That is 100% a safety move. But even if I stand a bit further back, so you're definitely not going to get hit.
Yeah.
You mightn't blink. You're going to feel this. Because I can see your fringe move,
Yeah.
right? So we're not underwater,
Yeah.
but we are under air.
Yeah.
So you know the creatures that live at the bottom of the sea,
Yeah.
on the seafloor,
Like SpongeBob.
like SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob lives on the seafloor.
Yeah.
Like
we live
we-
on the air floor.
We live on the sky floor.
Yeah.
We scurry around on the bottom of the sky.
Yeah.
It's not mad.
Yeah.
Because what we're swimming around in. We don't swim, but we walk. What we walk around in.
Yeah.
It's just a lot thinner than water. Water's
Yeah.
a lot thicker than air.
Yeah.
And I think do you know what air pressure is?
Yeah.
What's air pressure?
I think if it could crush you, right?
Air pressure can crush you, yeah?
Yeah.
But water pressure is a better example.
Yeah,
So,
it's stronger, right?
well, put
Yeah.
it this way. When you go deep and deep and deep into the ocean, what's the machine you need to go down there?
Like a submarine.
A submarine, exactly. Are submarines made out of paper and cardboard?
No.
Why not?
Because it would easily just get crushed.
It would get crushed because of the weight of all the water that's on top of it.
Yeah.
So there's more pressure. The deeper down you go, there's more pressure. So the submarines that go the very deepest have to be the very strongest.
Yeah.
Okay? Because of all the water that's on top of them. But when we're here on Earth, not on Earth, but on land,
Yeah.
we're under the pressure of
Air.
the sky, of the air.
Which is way thinner.
Well, it's way thinner. The higher up you go,
Yeah.
the thinner it is and the less air pressure
Yeah.
there is. Like when you're at the bottom of the ocean, the pressure is massive, but then when you go up closer to the top, it's not as much. It's the same here. When we climb a mountain, the air gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
So we're under pressure right now. We don't feel it because we're used to it.
Yeah.
Like the fish that live at the bottom of the ocean, they don't walk around going, "Oh my God, the weight of all the water on top of me!" Ah! Like they were born there. They're used to it.
Yeah.
And we were born here, so we're used to it.
Yeah.
So there's pressure kind of crushing you down all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't mind because you're used to it.
Yeah.
And have we a balloon? There's a balloon here somewhere, isn't there?
Oh yeah. I'll get it.
No, it's grand. We don't need it. So that balloon has pressure against it. Okay? That balloon has pressure forcing down on it. And if you took that balloon and you climbed a mountain with it in your hand, do you know what would happen?
A mountain with what in your hand?
A balloon. If you climbed up to the top of Mount Everest with a balloon in your hand,
It would pop.
will it get bigger?
Oh.
And it probably would pop. If you kept going up high enough, it'd get wider and wider and wider and wider and wider until the plastic couldn't.
Yeah.
Until it got too big for the plastic, and it popped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and the same. If you get a balloon, and you bring it into the sea, the lower in the water you go, the more crushed the balloon would become.
Yeah.
And then the higher up in the water you go, the bigger it would become. And it's the exact same here. Okay. So I think sometimes the pressure changes on land. Sometimes you've got high pressure and sometimes you've got low pressure, and that affects the weather.
But then, you know the way you said we're used to it?
Yeah.
But what about millions and millions of millions of years ago? There was only fish, and then the sky came, and then they kind of transformed the fish.
Yeah,
to the fish.
so the way
How would that work?
You're right. So all of the first life on Earth was in water.
Yeah.
So it was in the oceans, and I think there was an ocean before there was a sky, before there was air.
Yeah.
That developed kind of later. But the first animals to move on land, they didn't evolve on land. So they didn't just start on land.
Yeah.
They started at the beaches. And what happened was fish that lived underwater.
Or like, you mean like really thin water, right?
Yeah, so the shallow water, where water met land, there would have been a lot of different types of creatures there, underwater. Yeah. And they would have gotten kind of used to the tides going back out.
Yeah.
And going back in. So most underwater species need to be underwater. Yeah. All underwater species need to be underwater. But sometimes they get caught on land when the tide went out.
Yeah.
And over millions of years, most of them would have died.
Yeah.
But some of them would have survived.
Yeah.
Because they were just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And those guys had kids who were a little bit different.
Yeah.
And they survived. And what ended up happening over millions of years, they became able of living in the water and on land. They became amphibious.
Yeah.
And then over millions of years, some of the amphibious creatures were able to spend more time on land than in water.
Yeah.
And then over another millions of years, they weren't able to go into the water because they had to be on land.
Yeah. Then how would the amphibious creatures would live?
Well,
Would they be used to both of them?
yeah, oh yeah. Amphibious creatures
okay.
live on land and water.
Okay.
That's what an amphibious creature is.
I just noticed we got to something else again.
We started off talking about surface area, then we started talking about the moon, and now we're talking about amphibians.
No, first we were talking about the water, and then we were talking about wind, and then we were talking about the moon, and then we were talking about millions of years ago. Now we're talking about amphibians.
Cool though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
We do another one?
Okay.
We sign off?
Okay, bye.